The Crimean War, raging from 1853 to 1856, stands as one of the 19th century's deadliest conflicts, reshaping military technology, medical practices, and geopolitics, and hastening the Ottoman Empire's decline. As the largest European war between the Napoleonic Wars and World War I, its scant coverage in history books is astonishing. Pitting Russia against an alliance of the United Kingdom, France, the Ottoman Empire, and Sardinia Piedmont, it was a crucible of imperial ambition and miscalculation. Its echoes resonate in 2025's crises. The Taiwan Strait showdown, where Chinese J-16s provoked the USS William P. Lawrence on April 23rd, and the Iran-Israel war, crippling Russia's drone-reliant Ukraine campaign, per HUR reports. The war's complex interplay of religious pretexts and power struggles offers timeless lessons for today's volatile world. The war's stated cause, disputes over Christian shrines in Ottoman-controlled Palestine, was a thin veil for imperial ambitions. Russia, under Tsar Nicholas I, sought to dominate the Balkans and seize Constantinople, the Ottoman capital and spiritual heart of Orthodox Christianity. Russia held protection rights over Christian shrines in Ottoman lands, a privilege dating to the 1774 Treaty of Kukuk-Kainarka, per Russian archives. France's Napoleon III, eager to legitimize his Second French Empire and curry favor with the Catholic Church, challenged this by claiming guardianship of Catholic sites. In early 1853, he sent warships to the Black Sea, escalating tensions. In May, Nicholas issued an ultimatum demanding Ottoman Orthodox territories, including Romania and Moldavia, be placed under Russian control per diplomatic records. This pretext mirrors 2025 geopolitical ruses. Russia's Ukraine war, justified as protecting Russian-speaking populations, masks territorial expansion per SEPA, while China's Taiwan Strait provocations, per Navy Times, cloak hegemonic goals in regional stability rhetoric, exploiting global distractions. Britain, keen to preserve the 1815 Congress of Vienna's balance of power, sought to mediate but found no compromise among Russia, France, and the Ottomans. When the Ottomans rejected Russia's demands, Nicholas invaded Moldavia and Wallachia in July 1853, expecting support from Austria, Britain, and Prussia. He miscalculated. The Ottomans, dubbed the sick man of Europe for their collapsing economy and internal revolts, over 20 uprisings by 1853, per Ottoman records, were vulnerable. Yet Britain feared Russian control of the Black Sea and Constantinople would threaten its Mediterranean trade routes, per British Foreign Office correspondence. France, seeking prestige, aligned with Britain, while Austria and Prussia remained neutral, isolating Russia. "We expected allies, not enemies," Nicholas reportedly lamented, per Russian court memoirs. This blunder parallels Russia's 2025 Ukraine campaign, where 1 million casualties and 82% drone failure rates, per SEPA, stem from overestimating support and underestimating resistance, worsened by Iran's disrupted Shahid, 136 supply from U.S. and Israeli strikes, per Reuters. The Ottomans, hesitant at first, declared war in October 1853, crossing the Danube to defeat Russia at the Battle of Altenada, where 6,000 Turks repelled 8,000 Russians, per Ottoman logs. Russia retaliated in November, annihilating an Ottoman fleet of 12 ships at Sinope with shell guns, explosive naval cannons that revolutionized warfare, sinking 3,000 tons of shipping, per naval records. Alarmed British and French fleets, with 34 warships, blockaded Russia in the Black Sea by January 1854, formally declaring war in March after Ottoman insistence. That month, Russia's 50,000-strong army invaded Ottoman Bulgaria, but Austria's ultimatum, backed by 80,000 troops, forced a Russian withdrawal by August 1854, per Austrian archives. This severed Russia's alliance with Austria, leaving Vienna diplomatically adrift, a shift felt into the 20th century. These clashes resemble 2025's Iran-Israel war, where naval interdictions in the Strait of Hormuz, handling 20% of global oil, per EIA, disrupt Russia's shadow fleet of 350 to 600 tankers, per The Guardian, echoing the Crimean War's naval chokeholds. Though named for Crimea, the war spanned the Black Sea, Baltic Sea, Caucasus, and Balkans. This narrative focuses on the Balkans and Crimea, where the Allies aimed to cripple Russia's Black Sea trade, destroy its fleet, and besiege Sevastopol, leveraging Ottoman Balkan territories for logistical support, per Allied plans. The Black Sea's 1,200-mile coastline was critical for Russia's grain exports, per economic records, making a prime target. Leadership was abysmal. British commander Lord Raglan, a Napoleonic veteran, lacked modern war experience. French Marshal Armand de Saint-Arnaud was gravely ill. Russian Prince Alexander Menshikov was indecisive, per military correspondences. "Our generals planned as if fighting Waterloo," a British officer wrote, per memoirs. This multi-theater sprawl mirrors 2025's conflicts, Ukraine's drone strikes on Russian assets, per Defense Express, and China's Taiwan Strait provocations, per Navy logs, stretch global powers thin, much like the Crimean War's dispersed fronts. In September 1854, the Allies, 52,000 strong, including 26,000 British and 23,000 French, sailed for Crimea to disrupt Russia's Black Sea dominance. Their planning was shambolic, choosing an open beach 30 miles north of Sevastopol, not a port, for landing. Disembarking took 5 days, with 200 ships unloading in chaotic conditions, per British logs. Menshikov, with 36,400 troops, failed to attack, missing a chance to rout the Allies, per Russian reports. On September 20th, 1854, he engaged at the Battle of Alma, losing 5,700 men to the Allies' 3,000, per battle records. "We watched them land, yet did nothing," a Russian soldier recalled, per memoirs. Menshikov retreated to fortify Sevastopol, which the Allies reached by late September, preparing for a grueling siege. This flawed campaign echoes Ukraine's 2025 advances, exploiting Russian logistical failures, per HUR, and China's calculated risks in the Taiwan Strait, per Foreign Affairs, where poor planning meets fierce resistance. The Crimean War's early stages foreshadowed its staggering toll. Over 500,000 deaths by 1856, per historical estimates, and its transformative impact on warfare, with shell guns and telegraphs and medicine via Florence Nightingale's reforms. Its geopolitical shifts, like Austria's isolation and Ottoman decline, reshaped Europe. These lessons resonate in 2025. Russia's Ukraine war, with 1 million casualties and failing Garin, 2 drones per SEPA, and China's Taiwan Strait gambit, per Navy logs, mirror the war's imperial overreach. To explore the siege of Sevastopol and the war's lasting effects, watch Part 2 of this series. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.